the main goals of shipping software is to link the shipper to the carrier. And artificial intelligence will aid in the process of ensuring that the right carrier is linked to the right shipper. So if I wanted to ship material from, say, Los Angeles to San Francisco, and there are carriers in between, if I am not linked to the right carrier, that process will become very cumbersome. Or if I'm linked to carriers that are very expensive and inefficient, it means my goods could get lost on the way. So what artificial intelligence in between does is ensure that the right carrier is linked to the right shipper. Also, there are some goods that some carriers don't ship. So depending on what I feed into the software, the artificial intelligence, the machine learning algorithms inside the software will decide what carriers ship that kind of goods or those classes of goods, as the case is. Also, the process is optimized to help humans. We are a little bit very clumsy about keying in inputs. So with the recommenders, if you, for example, you want to ship something from one zip code to another zip code, if you put in the wrong zip code, your goods is going to land somewhere else. But if the machine learning algorithm knows that each time you log in at a specific day and time is a high likelihood that you're shipping from Florida to Texas, it will recommend that the autofill that your shipment should go from Florida to Texas. There are a lot of things artificial intelligence does for the software. We could also look at auto weighing, auto scaling. You take a picture of what you want to send, and it records dimensions and measures the dimensions of what you want to ship and logs it into the software without you physically measuring. And so that all that saves time. It's more efficient and saves a lot of money also for both the shipper and the carrier. I think also human error, like I said earlier, filling forms in the logistics and freight business. A lot of forms are being filled, and most of the time it's often very difficult filling all those forms. So the AI in between makes this whole process a lot easier. Other than filling of forms, where AI helps and makes the work a lot easier, the warehousing, for example, also artificial intelligence also helps in warehousing. A number of companies these days are beginning to employ robotics in their warehousing process, where the order is made and robots basically get those orders and go get the orders, process it, and the human interaction in between is reduced and minimized. And the more minimized human interaction we have in the supply chain, the more efficient the process is. Because yeah, we're clumsy a little bit, we could make a few mistakes. Also, it also has to do, there's also a lot of advantage applying artificial intelligence in the supply chain process, because humans, we cannot operate 24 hours of the day. But with machine learning algorithms and robotics, artificial intelligence in the supply chain, you can have 24 hours of operations. You can have fatigue being minimized. Yeah, machines will need fixing, but they seem not to get as fatigued as quickly as humans get fatigued. So there's a lot of efficiency involved in applying artificial intelligence in the supply chain, especially in logistics and in shipping. Autonomous trucks will take over shipping. It's almost like self-driving cars, basically. There's a lot of companies that are investing billions of dollars in developing self-driving car technology. A number of these same companies are also putting a lot of money into developing self-driving trucking technology as well, because the trucks have an origin and a destination, And if we apply artificial intelligence to this trucking process, the shortage of drivers that a lot of companies are already having in the trucking industry, that problem will be taken care of, because the trucks will basically drive themselves. So if there's already shortage of drivers, the trucks driving themselves, that reduces cost. As I said earlier, there's also the problem of minimizing human error. Some drivers have the problem of fatigue on the steering wheel, driving very long distances. Humans can a little bit get fatigue, and accidents and a number of all those problems will be eliminated with autonomous trucking. A number of companies are working on this. I think Daimler, BMW, even Tesla is also working on developing this technology. I think I also read an article recently of a company that is also working on shipping freights, cargo on the sea, ocean, or making. I think that process is actually going to be easier because on the ocean there are no humans, so you don't have to build computer vision technology to avoid pedestrians, for example, that like you would incorporate in a self-driving truck, because a self-driving truck will have to obey traffic lights and understand who is a pedestrian or not, in addition to knowing the origin and destination. So I think this is going to be the future, and the technology will reduce cost in that you can have a lot of these autonomous vehicles running at the same time. There's no shortage of drivers, like I said earlier. I know a lot of people will not be happy with the notion of not having drivers, saying it will take the jobs away from drivers. But well, that's basically where the future is going. We will have to embrace the future, because it will reduce costs in the long run. It will make the process more efficient. And some of these vehicles, auto routing also, if the vehicles are really smart enough, they'll be able to optimize the routing process. I know a number of softwares are already included in some of these trucks that help drivers optimize our routing, but most of these vehicles can actually, or that process could be automated and incorporated in the design of the vehicles themselves.